help us with the movement. I'm going to pass the mic over to Monet J, who's another Be Quick member, to talk about Columbus Community Pride a little bit more, and then we will pass it off to our comedians. Thank you so much for being here.
So my name is Moni J. I just want to welcome you out again. So welcome to Queer Shades of Comedy at the Vanderelli Room. Please give yourselves a hand clap for coming out. So to reiterate why we're here to celebrate queer joy, queer laughter, okay? So what that means is, right, community pride. Why are we here? So fundraising, okay? So it's hot in here, right? Okay. So you can always dig in your pockets, go ahead and get you a little extra drink, a little extra snack, because we need them funds to make Community Pride happen. June 15th, that made me more part. So Color and all those folks on the margins. So
I'm not going to spend a little bit to produce this show. I really appreciate all of your hard work and time. Brooke Carter.
This is
Brooke Carter.
We have only ones come on me. Only twice. Come on me. I'm very good with sayings. My name is Carlos. But finally kick that scumbag Andrew Jackson off with money. Like, honestly, I think it's time for all the white dudes to be kicked off of money. If it were up to me, the only people on our money from now on would be like lesbian Chicana activists. And the first person who would go personally, not liking being punched in the face. This is a severely untapped market. There's none of it. And I know, because I have looked. Oh boy, have I looked. Like, I've seen in my lifetime, like, half a dozen stories where Optimus Prime fucks Megatron at the end. And I've yet to read one story where some lucky my eyes took in his Byzantine bramble of a bush. Meanwhile, Larry Bird hid behind a fern, stoically yet vigorously masturbating. He fired his pearly globules onto the fawn's houseplant like an unwanted souvenir from a t-shirt can. It's an excerpt from my new time travel erotic thriller, Carlos Meets the 1992 Olympic Cream Team. So believe in God or not, you gotta admit that they have not put out a hit in like 2,000 years. Like what stuff has God put out recently? The Eclipse? Whack? Fire diss tracks. Every week, we got like Hurricane Michael, cyclones in Tanzania. The devil set an entire state on fire last year. You know? I miss the God our parents used to fuck too. Remember the sense of smell? Like, right after that dropped, everybody was just going around for months just smelling everything and shit. It was great. God needs to make a comeback, I think. Coming next week from God. Telekinesis. Uploaded to you whether you want it or not. Like that U2 album. Getting high with your friends by messing with each other's brain chemistry. If we got telekinesis, the first thing I would learn to do is get super high all the time. That and discreetly masturbate at work. Look, you can be a superhero if you want to, Jean Grey. I'm gonna be and it's white or Asian babies only. Because apparently I'm white baby? Of course. Baby Chan will bring great honor to our house. Black baby, let's come back to these babies. Let's check out the clearance baby rack first. Hashtag off-season Prada baby. Expensive to import Madonna Southern African babies. You know, that way they'd be like, we saved this baby from a Botswanan blood diamond mine. See, stows both of his hands and everything. Show him your hands and doo-doo, show him your hands. If you're gonna get that African baby, you've gotta make sure to get that certificate of authenticity. So you don't want to end up with a regular old Black American baby. See how I turned out? You're a Haitian baby? I know a Haitian baby when I see one. Fucking Francois from Port-au-Prince. That sir is not certified pure African. That is a black kid from the Bronx. Cut with some Dominican. I know my babies. Good day, sir. Good day. So, fake African babies these days come from China. They pack those babies up with squid ink and shoe polish. By the time you're back on the way to the US, that thing starts running. You got yourself a Mongolian baby with collagen injections, my friends. I am not new to the illicit Chinese baby game. I wrote the book on these. 4 Ukrainian babies left to a crib when you leave the orphanage, and only 3 left alive in the morning when you get back. You gotta keep those babies 3 to a crib so they can keep an eye on each other. All right, I'll leave you guys with this. I'm not a racist despite everything you've heard. You heard me. If everything goes according to plan, my granddaughter is going to be a lesbian cetaceophile. We're here, we're queer. Also, one of us is a dolphin. Get used to it, Ted Cruz. And you can tell that joke now on stage where the dolphins get sentient. Be telling that joke 20 years from now in one hot-ass room in front of one pissed-off lesbian dolphin.
Performers from here in Columbus, Ohio. If you like what you see tonight, you can catch them performing at Upfront, also for queer comedy. Or you can catch them on June 8th, co-hosting Newark Pride. Please give it up for A.S. Green.
He's got to give me a second to put down my flaming hots. That's going to be on. Because I'm wearing overalls, but I care about flaming hots because I like to confuse people. Wait. About also my PBR. I have a lot of things in my home. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Those white lesbians are not ready when I go to Women's Fest. I always say queer, or as I recently found out that my mom tells random strangers, she just goes where the day takes her. Which honestly sounds like a gay-ass Dora the Explorer. Some of the stuff I do does involve booze, but I need you to calm down. I've already had the sexuality card, something tasteful, not any dildo or inserty things. Anyway, but what happened was I was like in the middle of getting Shake Shack, and the garden messaged me and was like, "Hey, we gave you the wrong bag." So it's a part of me like, am I just driving around Columbus with somebody's dildo and whips? seen the person. My proudest moment was making him watch The Color. The Color Purple is the weird random movie that plays in the back of every black household during Thanksgiving dinner. Just cutting Terry to, who don't pray for me? He's like, at one point, I had like a fro, because that's how I go. You could tell by the overalls and the airplane underwear that I have on, sticking out of the overalls, that would be your cue. Basically, I was the star of any independent or Sundance film you've never heard of. Just me walking into a Tracy Chapman song, and just me slowly walking into a kitchen played by Scarlett Johansson. Because I mostly just want her to look at the camera and go, as a strong black woman. So, you close, girl, you close. I'm fairly short and round, and I have a lot of friends that are very tall. Thank you for giving that. No, I love carbs, and I will never stop eating carbs. And I was born and bred in the Midwest, so I will always have cheese on me at all times. But when you're that size and you have a very tall friend, you're cool until you see each other from far away and it looks like Gandalf and Bilbo's lost adventure. They're completely off symmetrical at all. This is terrible. Since I'm single, shocker, I know. I know, it happens, it's rough out in the streets. I'm starting to collect bad dates, like Pokemon cards. I once had a date with a girl who I didn't get it because she just became very weird. But I wanted to ask her if she was a time traveler. Because every time I would text her, she had a fucking text tag on her shit. So you remember back in like 2005 when people were just starting to get cell phones? Poor people were just starting to get cell phones. And you see these overalls, it is a struggle. But I would be like, oh, what do you do? She would go like, I work for Walgreens, money over everything. Like, you're just like, did you like figure out time? And you took your 2005 phone with you? I don't understand. And it got worse because I was like, oh, what do you do at Walgreens? And then she was like, that's a too personal of a question. I'm like, do you even work at Walgreens? Like, I have so many questions. Jesus. So many questions. Yeah, no, there was that one, and then there was a person I took out for brunch because I am a homosexual. I like to get up early for no reason, wait in line, get some kind of sticky bread situation with some kind of liquor that's been chilled, eat it all, and then lay sideways and watch Planet Earth for the rest of the day. I don't understand how people just eat brunch and like, yeah, then we went shopping. I'm not doing a booking thing. You can hold hands and, no, I'm going to bed. But this person had a whole human being come out of her, and that is important to the story. We're eating, I'm trying to innocently eat my breakfast burrito from the Blue Do because I'm a classy host. And she goes, well, do you sleep with people that have penises? And I was like, I mean, it's like the Y in the vowels, like sometimes dick, like not always. Like I try the iPhone, I don't know how to fucking unlock it, and I don't know it. phone or Janelle Monáe anyway on the phone. I said, why? And she said, oh, because I don't want to sleep with someone that sleeps with people with penises because I feel like when I go down on them, I can still taste the dick. Here's the problem with that. That's not how baths work. Like, I'm not laying everything but my ass in the bathroom. Still want to keep that. That's not how vaginas work. It's fine. I also have some petty ass qualifications for people that I date. One of which is that you have to admit that Simba is a white privileged asshole. At least baby Simba is. He's an asshole. Smoke a blunt, meditate, drink, whatever it is you do, go back and watch that shit. Literally, he's like, my dad ruled it out. Then one day I'll rule it out. And I'm like, yeah, you got shit passed down to you. We don't know if Scar has like little black pups that are just walking around the savannah that don't get to be anything. And I mean, this is besides the fact that he's totally trying to smash his sister. If there's only 2 males and a bunch of females, and the one male is coded as gay, Nala is, okay, I've ruined and I want to personally apologize to Beyonce initially for doing that because she's the voice of adult Nala. It's going to be great. But yeah, no, he's an asshole, and he also makes a song right before his dad dies where he's like, I can't wait to be king. Your dad took an L with wilderness. Here's your time, Simba. Take your time. And he just runs and goes to a gay couple that sing African catchphrase for an hour and a half. Thank you. I'm gonna leave you on this so Pat doesn't have to like beat me and drag me off the stage. Has anybody ever accidentally been gay? It happens to me frequently, like I'll forget that I'm around way more straight people than I remember. I went and saw an Egyptian exhibit where they were like, these are the great pharaohs or whatever, and there was this gorgeous, giant, like statue of one. I was like, damn, he was really cool. And then I looked and it was like, yeah, so one pharaoh died and the next successor was his wife. And they're like, okay, well, we'll make you pharaoh, because there's no like female equivalent to pharaoh. But we'll just make you that shit. That's not appropriate at the Cincinnati Art Museum. All days, you all be great.
Runs a show that lifts up and raises money for small town prides in the state of Ohio because they get pushback. So he's doing another one of those on June 13th at Upfront Stage, so please come out for that. Put your hands together for Pat Deary!
Keep it up for all the comics you've seen already tonight. This is awesome. So as Brooke said, my name is Pat Deering. A few other things about me. I recently turned 30. Oh, wow. I didn't do that day. I enjoy living here in Columbus, Ohio, and I hate horses. I really, really hate horses. And I need you guys to come on this little adventure with me here, at which I'm sure you will also feel the same way that I do. I do get a little nervous telling this joke for new crowds though, because I'm always a little iffy on whether a Megan with a Y is like halfway through the set, just gonna charge the stage and spear me through the back of the wall for daring to talk down the horses. But really, they're awful. They're gigantic. They bite. They stomp. They where they're just giant, kicking, crushing murder machines. They're one of the only two animals that ever grows up to become a cop. And all the horses. So they take us on this tour through a third of the way through the tour, and now it's like right here. About to just like Ripley my face off like an alien. And it's doing that horrible thing horses do. They can't look straight at you, so they're giving you side eye. Just swinging its head back and forth. Was telling me to about horses, and I put my hand on the side of its giant, terrifying head, and I looked deep into one of its big fishbowl eyeballs, and not just a little. Like, this was bad. If I hadn't been wearing a belt that day, I would have had to have bought a new hat. It was a disaster. I'm starting to feel a little better now, though. And I pushed myself up off that horse stall and kind of make my way back to the group, but then people are starting to notice, like, wow, something really stinks in here. And to my discredit, I threw that horse under the fucking bus. I was just, oh God, horses! Holy hell, they stink! God, garbage animals. And it knew. It knew what I had just done. You guys might be wondering why at 29 years of age I shit my pants in a horse barn. It's because my partner is a pediatrician, and kids are gross. Yeah, that week was norovirus. Yeah, which is usually the thing that just bothers rich people on cruise ships, but nope, now it's in my house. Recently I also had a case of pertussis. Yeah, it's the old-timey word for whooping cough. Yeah, which is back with a vengeance because, unfortunately, Central Ohio is kind of the mid. Jackie doesn't want to get her kids vaccinated. Now I gotta call my parents and tell them, hey, Lynn, Greg, you know that wacky disease that chased you out of Belfast over to the States back in 1960? I got it. The pussy rickets are back. Thanks, everybody. Vaccinate your kids. Holy hell. You know, it's really not all that bad living with a pediatrician. I thought it was going to be better, but it's not all that bad. Because initially I was like, fuck yeah, Pat Beering, doctor money. You are set for life. You can drop out of law school and everything. It's going to be great. Turns out that pediatricians don't actually make a whole lot of money, which should have been obvious because you know who doesn't have money to begin with? Sick babies. Yeah, their march isn't even for whole dollars. And I got student loans to pay. But it is pretty good. One of the best perks was that he got me off of all those horrifying little dating apps that I was way too into for a hot second there. There's like what, fucking 11 of them now? There's like Tinder, which is pretty straightforward, swipey, hanky panky. Then we had Grindr, which is the exact same thing, except you don't have to match with someone before you start bugging the ever-loving shit out of them. You just scroll through those pictures until you find some abs where you're like, yeah, my seed would look okay on those, and bingo bongo. What up, how do it me, hello. I was on Growler for a bit, exact same thing, but everybody's fat and hairy, because it's the bear app. Yeah, that one was a future investment for me. Yeah, it's coming. There was Jacked, which is the muscly gay one. Oh, and then there was Scruff. Spooky Grindr. Grindr After Dark. Yeah, because Scruff was the one that you didn't have to waste any time typing out all your goofy little fetishes before you started rocketing off into the internet. There was a checklist. Yeah, then the second edition of the thing came out, and they replaced the checklist with one of those little spin wheel things that you usually use to fill out your birth fortune, that nonsense. It's like, what am I into this evening? No piss play, no piss play, no piss play. Fact. Puppy play. Time to buy a leather mask and never look my father in the eye again. Yeah. Yeah, ladies, I feel like you're not quite on board with how horrifying this app was. You know that unwanted dick pic that people sometimes send you when you're minding your own business on the internet? This minding my own business on there one day, and I got probably the second scariest thing that's ever been said to me via that app. It was, hey buddy, you want to get coffee sometime? And I was like, coffee? What the fuck is this code for? Am I gonna get murdered? But I was pretty lonely at the time, so I was like, yeah, you get stabbed either way. Don't tell jokes like that, your mom won't come to your comedy shows. But yeah, I was like, sure, whatever, coffee sounds great. And then the scariest thing that's ever been said to me came right back. It was, what part of town works best for you? I live right by Easton. That's best for me. And I have never deleted an app and blocked a phone number faster in my entire goddamn life. Can't be seen on a date in Easton. I have a reputation to uphold. And if the mustache didn't make it obvious, it's mountains and mountains of pretense. Yeah, y'all, I live in Old Town East next to a community garden across from an artisanal pizza shop by an independent wine dealer and a vegan bakery. Can't go to Easton. It was all my boulevard credentials. Yeah, God, it was a bleak time in my life. I'm probably entering into an even bleaker time though, because I'm getting ready to sue Uber. Yeah, I was down in Cincinnati for a wedding recently and had just a damn time. We were leaving the rehearsal dinner to head back to the hotel. We get in the back of this Uber, and the guy doesn't even look up in the rearview mirror before he starts talking. He just starts talking straight to his steering wheel, and I'm pretty sure what came out of his mouth in about half a second was, I was just recently rated the best Uber driver in Cincinnati by my friends and family for the 7th time running. And I was like, that's not a thing, and the child locks are definitely on these doors. Yeah, so here we are on our way back to the hotel, which I'm convinced is actually just going to be an abandoned pretzel factory downtown Cincinnati, where I'm going to wind up decorations for this guy's trailer. And then he starts to warm up to us, I guess, because then he looks up in the rearview mirror and he says, just last week, I picked up Lucy Liu, Hulk Hogan, and both of the Property Brothers from the airport. I'm thinking, this is a Kia. What? Hulk Hogan's like 6'8", the Property Brothers are both 6'3" and beautiful, and Lucy Liu wouldn't be caught dead talking to anybody that owns a Kia. I didn't say that though, because I'm convinced that I'm about to get killed, so I just said, oh, weird, why? He said, well, they were here to go to the casino. Rich people don't leave LA, fly over top of Las Vegas to Cincinnati, Ohio, where our casino only has a first name. It's just called Jack. To waste their money in the Midwest. But I live it at this point. Live it. And that has nothing to do with any of the logistics of fitting those people in that car. It's because as a self-respecting gay man in America in 2019, I have a deeply held fantasy, and that is being spit roasted by the Property Brothers. And now it's ruined. Because what used to be in my mind as I drifted off to sleep every night, I'm just, brother, and then me just kind of down here keeping them apart, because that would be weird, is now brother, me, and then splinters of a reclaimed mahogany door flying across the kitchen as Hulk Hogan. And all I wanted to do was just lie there in the cool embrace of new subway tile as I was being put in my place on the kitchen island. That's it for me, guys.
Give it up for Pam Deering. She It's the second Tuesday of every month, so definitely come out for that. Put your hands together for Walter Yosa!
Will I be doing rock and roll? And I was doing good for some time, but then I bought a pack of cigarettes on my way here. I smoked like 3. I'm like, you try to better yourself once a year, like, let's do it more often. So I came up with day resolutions for myself. And so my day resolution for today was to not say something that I'll regret, something that I'll have to apologize for afterwards. Because I get drunk a lot and I talk a lot of shit. And then the whole next day is wasted doing damage control. Like, I just should have not said that, you know? So I was like, I'm gonna think before I speak, not say things that I will have to apologize for later. And then I went to the gas station to buy cigarettes to break my other resolution. And I handed the clerk my ID and he was like, oh, happy birthday. And I was like, hey, you too. Fucked up already. It's okay, try again tomorrow. And then another, so this is not a day resolution, but an ongoing resolution, is, so I have a box of 100 condoms, and I was like, I'm gonna use all of them before I get into my next relationship. Turn them over several times if I have to. All of it. And it's going good. I've used 3 so far. The rest of the year. No, but I've used 3 so far, and I'll tell you guys what happened. So I went to the bar and I got drunk, which I'll update you guys next time on that. But sometimes I troll the internet for sex because I'm a lonely person. And there's a lot of sex on the internet. And there's also a lot of misinformation about people's bodies on the internet. And it's very discouraging. And so I just want to come out and give you guys some bylaws so that we can safely troll the internet for sex. If you want to know if someone is sexually active, just stick your thumb in their vagina or anus. Yeah, and if they haven't slapped it away, that means they're sexually active. Right? I call that the rule of thumb. It's never let me down. I mean, if they slap it away, that's like, no, you know? So. Yeah, just slice that shit in half. And then count the rings. Foolproof. Also never led me astray. Oh yeah, if you want to know how many sexual partners someone has had, just measure the length of the vaginal canal or anal canal, because it's a scientific fact that the vaginal canal or the anal canal, this is what causes menopause. It's literally the vagina telling the brain to shut that shit down. Party's over. Go home and use your vibrator 3 times. And then, okay, they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And I don't know about that, but I found a shortcut. I found that if you take a knife, just take a knife and then jam it in his chest. Okay, now you have options. You can go up and down, you can go sideways, you can twist the motion, just do whatever your heart desires. Just open up that chest cavity, just. His heart will be right fucking there. Every single time. You can believe me. I'm a professional at this shit. I have baby hearts at home in my freezer. I'm gonna cook them into a stew and eat it because the way to my heart is through my stomach. That's just me though. Everyone else has stabbed them. We'll figure it out. other day, and she asked me how I was doing, and I was like, oh, I feel empty inside. And she was like, you should take a walk. So I took her advice, and I'm like, well, great. I feel empty inside, outside. What's the point? The same friend, so lupus runs in her family. A lot of her relatives have had lupus. So she went to get tested, and she was really worried. And I was trying to comfort her in between time. I was trying to comfort her. I was like, Samantha, you are not going to die of lupus. You're only 29 years old. You're not going to die of lupus. You're going to die of a heroin overdose. You should probably quit doing heroin if you want to die of lupus. Give lupus a chance. So she's good for now, or for a few years. I have like 10 Ashleys saved in my phone. I don't even know who's who. I didn't think to ask for last names. Now I want to hang out with Ashley. I text someone else shows up. It's just a fucking mess. Like, what is the point of your name? It's to distinguish you from Mike? No, that's basically Ashley. No, my name is Malta. I'm from Eritrea. I was born and raised in Kenya, and now I live in America. And whenever people ask me where I'm from, I tell them Columbus. And I go dumpster diving, so I was fucking this guy. I was drunk, so I was fucking this guy. And I knew he didn't want to have to pay for condoms, so I just made him pay for the abortion. That's only fair. No, I'm kidding. I was secretly on birth control and I just kept the money. Student loans are fucking expensive. You guys have been a lot of fun. I want to leave you guys on a final parting. Thank you very much.
In Dayton, or you can find her headlining Middleton Pride on June 21st. Please put your hands together for Brooke Cardis.
Put your hands together for all the comedians you saw tonight. Holy shit! And most of them are right here. Ah! Awesome. I'm excited to be here. I am white. I am two-syllable white. I am very white. I got out of a ticket the other day and didn't even have to cry to a cop white. I remember the first time I brought edibles home from LA, I was super nervous because I'm a loser. And the thing you do in LA if you're nervous about drugs is you ask your Uber drivers, because in LA, all the Uber drivers also deliver weed. It's awesome, and I hope it happens here soon. It's awesome. It's really great. So every Uber driver I had, I was like, I'm really nervous. I'm bringing these home. I was bringing them home for a friend. That's what a loser I am. And I was like, I just want to bring these home for my friend. She had a stroke and she's having severe symptoms, and I was trying to bring them home. All of this is true, okay? I wasn't even like bring him home to hang, okay? And I got all this advice from the Uber drivers. They were amazing, and they were just like, here's how you do it. You are law people. And if you don't know what a legal observer is, legal observers go to protests and watch police and take notes. You're welcome. Very copious notes. We use the margins and everything. I was in a training for legal observing, and they try to give us trainings for each specific protest. So I was in a Black Lives Matter protest training. Yeah, fuck yeah, clap that. And clap for my service. And it was just like a bunch of Seans, you know what I mean, in the room and me, and we're just like, it's just a lot of white dudes in pleated khakis that like their mom got them 2 Easters ago, and they haven't updated shit. So we were going through the PowerPoint, because of course we were, and about what to do if you see an undercover cop, because police officers will send undercover cops to protests to incite violence. And then they would be like, oh my God, what happened? They'd be like, you did it. So we were talking about how to spot them. And it's all fun ways they do it. Sometimes they all have like the same to-go coffee mug, right? Kevin's like, how can we spot the undercover cops? I was like, Kevin, let me give you some hints. There's gonna be a dude at a Black Lives Matter protest who is quite like me. He's gonna be about 6'3" and completely bald. Take him down however you can. Fuck you, Levi's. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, I don't know. Baby steps. It's hard at the protest, though. It's hard because they always bring the cutest dogs. Have you noticed the cops? The dogs are getting cuter. They're trying to lure us in. You know what I mean? I was like, look at that little fascist boofer. It's fun. I like the law sometimes. I don't actually. It's really a terrible thing. It's been a month of a month, huh? How we all doing? Cool? Cool? We won't talk about it. We won't talk about it. Okay. I have identified as a lesbian for a number of years. I identify as queer now because I like to confuse my mom. I was like, bring it home women, bring it home women, bring it home women, brought home a trans dude. My mom's like, what? I was like, you figure it out. He's under 5'5" and his name's Poseidon. No, you know what I mean? Because I gotta tell you, some of the most butch lesbians in the Midwest, and those are my, that's what I like. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. The butchest lesbians have the most feminine fucking names. How does that work? Your kid comes out of the womb throwing a softball. These homophobic moms are like, Jessica. Slammers the other day for a benefit, and this one comes up to me and just like a sturdy Ricky Ricardo, you know? Live here and work here and do the work here, and we have to stay in our states or it's going to get worse. So stay in your state, stay and do the work if you can, and you're safe because it's important. And I talk about the Midwest lesbian. Everyone's like, what is a Midwest lesbian? I was like, oh, I'll help you. I was like, has everyone in here seen the 1991 Disney animated classic Beauty and the Beast? Has everyone seen it? Good. Okay, because we're humans and alive. So, you know when the Beast turns back into a prince? He has so many beds. You can do so many things in so many beds and still have a bed to sleep in. That's so cool. All the beds have rubber sheets. They cut that scene. Beast turns back into a prince, and everyone's 9-year-old faces were like, huh. He's just this pasty-looking dude in a women's blouse, a low founding father's ponytail. That's a Midwest lesbian. I've dated all 6 of them. They're all named Tiff. Oh, man. Try to talk to my mom. I try to pick a political issue every month so that I can get mad enough at her I don't have to talk to her for 2 months. I talk to her 4 times a year. It's going really well. We talked a little. I thought it was a low bar last time, if I'm going to be honest, okay? I brought up evolution. Okay? I thought that was easy, right? Because everybody, even if everybody loves dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are delightful. We're Italian Catholic. We're real strict Catholic upbringing, and I was like, Mom, you just gotta just buy into the basics of fossils. You know what I mean? It's like it's just kids feelings. You should be fine with this. And like co-sign shit. She's like, I just don't know. I was like, what about, it's like, Mom, I have a glove compartment razor in my car because I have to shave my neck before going into shows. You don't think we're related to apes at all? I got a hair that comes out of the side of my rib cage that is 2 inches. Not long, thick. You could ribbon dance with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Look at our toe hair, Mom. She's like, well, I just think that's intelligent design. Huh. I was like, all right, Pearl. What about testicles? Stay with me, y'all. Well, there's probably some Gold Star lesbian here. Gender's a myth. Get over it. I love the Gold Star lesbians who get all pissy and they're like, I can't believe you like dicks inside you. I'm like, what is your dildo shaped like, Jessica? Sell toys that look like Fosse hands, does it? It's a dick! Jesus. It's like, Mom, what about testicles? Let's talk about them. You think God invented those? Seriously. You think God was up in there on the 5th or 6th day or whatever the fuck when he did that? I don't know, I'm a shitty Catholic. And he's just up there and he's like, we gotta rest the cradleless civilization somewhere. Isn't that bananas? We wouldn't be here without testicles. It's fucking bananas. I know, I'm gonna keep saying testicles. It's like, we gotta rest the cradleless civilization somewhere. How about between a man's legs? Angels are like, that's a terrible place. God, that's where He's like, I'm omnipotent, motherfuckers! Like, oh my God, God, such a good idea. That's where the phrase, oh my God, came from. The angels are like, all right, put it down there. Cool. Should we put some protection around it? Something so it still works? It's like, nah, just 2 avocado pits in an oatmeal sack. The angels are like, all right, cool. He's like, oh, and another thing. For anything to work, for the human race to continue, that's why every woman is 10% bi. Exfoliate! Actually, while I was on stage, I went back there. It was fun. We'll pick up calls from Catholic. She sent me to Catholic school, y'all. Who else went to Catholic school? Raise your hands. Yeah, because you're all fucking queer. That's what happens. How many years were you in? How many? 6, so you're bi. Anyone more than 6? What? 8, cool. Who could beat 8? Yeah, I was in for 13 too. So we gotta do more together. We gotta fuck some shit up. I'll leave you on this. The reason I tell my mom I turned problem later. It's gonna get worse. Strap in. We're on. I know, we run to the windows and he presses a button in his hand. And a car beeps in the parking lot. And it's a 1995 brand new Chevy Malibu. In tan. You know what year it was, y'all? 1995! I didn't even know you could buy a car the year it was growing up. Did you know? Everything was paid for by the church. He had a house attached to his job. Imagine that. Imagine not having to check traffic or weather. You just roll out of bed, you put out your morning cigar, and you walk down the hallway to work. And then you yell at people. It's the news. Next day the nun came in. Nuns go second because women are inferior. Nun gets up. I'm excited. I don't know why. I just know, like, that you get to live in a house with a bunch of women, and I don't know why that excites me yet. I just kind of feel like I have to pee when I think about it. Nun gets up. Sister Jeanette. Oh, what a babe. Oh, shit. 70. Live. Everything I own belongs to the Lord Jesus. He is my bridegroom. I was like, that's not a word. I know words. And then she said the 3 vows. What are they? Shout them out. Chastity. Poverty, chastity. What's the third one? It's hard. No? Obedience. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, of course, obedience. I did this joke on the road once, and I screamed at the front. These 2 old ladies in the front. I was like, what are the vows? And she just goes, hey, I don't you! It's like, I didn't work on my non-regional diction. The vows, we had to go home that night. The boys had to draw what they were going to be when they grew up, which was a priest. The girls had to draw what they were going to be when they grew up, which was a Quadrant number 1, what I'm going to be when I grow up. I drew TARDIS. Nailed it. Quadrant 2, I drew poverty, which is a difficult concept for an 8-year-old. So I drew clothes on hangers, because I was like, well, I can't go shopping. So I put a big no smoking sign across through. And the next one I had to draw chastity, which is a difficult concept to memorialize since I'm fucking 8. So I drew a chastity belt, because I saw The Princess Bride. I didn't know what it was for, so I just drew some chains in the ether. They were a Christmas Carol, like Bob Marley, or Jacob Marley, whatever it was. And then the 4th quadrant, I drew obedience, which is a really challenging topic to draw with colored pencils, because I am 8! So I drew a nun, kneeling, begging for forgiveness in front of a priest. The priest was reaching his hand out to the nun's face. And I wasn't really in my phalange phase of my artistry yet. So there was no flossy hands. So it just looked like, you know what it looked like. Handed that piece of paper to my